I think I can feel some of my own natural assumptions squirming a little bit now.
Good, good.
Like, how can we even start to identify those and actually start seeing things with fresh eyes?
Well, the text doesn't give us like a simple recipe or anything,
Right.
but it does talk about the importance of cultivating certain habits of mind.
Okay.
And one of the most important is a willingness to be wrong.
Okay.
To embrace the possibility that, what we currently understand might be incomplete.
Right.
Or even totally off base.
Yeah, that can be really tough, though, especially like these days.
Yeah.
Where we're just like bombarded with information and opinions.
Right. Constantly.
It's so easy to get caught up in like defending your own beliefs.
Yeah.
And just shutting out anything that challenges them.
It's a natural tendency, for sure.
Yeah.
But ultimately it limits our growth.
Right.
The text encourages us to approach knowledge with humility.
Okay.
To acknowledge that we don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
And that our understanding is always evolving.
It's like that saying, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Exactly. And that sense of wonder,
Yeah.
that openness to new possibilities.
Right.
That's what fuels the creative leaps that lead to real understanding.
So to bring this back to the whole human versus AI thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you're saying is that this ability to question, to be wrong, to embrace uncertainty,
right.
These are the things that set us apart.
That make us uniquely equipped to navigate this ever-changing landscape of knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Precisely. AI can process information, it can optimize for efficiency, it can even mimic creativity to some extent,
Right.
But it can't truly break free from its programming,
Right.
From the boundaries of what it's been taught. It lacks that spark of genuine curiosity, that intuitive leap that lets us connect seemingly disparate ideas.
Yeah.
And create something totally new.
Now, that's a thought-provoking idea.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Advaita Vedanta.
Right.
You mentioned that they have a unique perspective on this whole concept of ignorance.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Sure. Remember how we talked about ignorance as the illusion of separateness?
Yeah.
Well, Advaita Vedanta takes this idea to a whole other level.
Okay.
They suggest that what we perceive as the external world
Right.
is actually a projection of our own minds.
Yeah.
And that true knowledge involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all things.
Okay.
The fundamental unity beneath the surface of apparent diversity.
Okay, I'm going to need a minute to wrap my head around that one.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, but I can see how it connects to this idea of breaking free from our limited perspectives.
Right.
And embracing a wider, more holistic view of reality. It's almost like those aha moments we were talking about.
Yeah.
But on a much grander scale.
Exactly. And while their methods might seem a bit esoteric,
Right.
their core message really resonates with what we've been discussing.
Right.
That true knowledge involves a profound shift in perspective.
Yeah.
A transcendence of our usual ways of seeing the world.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up this part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways for the listener?
Okay.
How can we actually apply these ideas to our own lives and become more active participants in this whole knowledge evolution game?
Well, one of the most important things is to cultivate curiosity and a willingness to question everything.
Right.
Even those beliefs that seem the most self-evident.
Because what seems natural is often just a product of our conditioning, right?
Exactly. It could be our upbringing, the dominant narratives in our culture, all sorts of things.
Totally.
And it's also crucial to actively seek out diverse perspectives.
Okay.
Don't just surround yourself with people who agree with you
Right.
or information that confirms your existing biases.
You're saying we need to expose ourselves to different viewpoints,
Yes.
challenge our own assumptions, and embrace the discomfort that comes with expanding our understanding.
Exactly. Remember, true knowledge isn't about accumulating facts.
Right.
It's about developing the capacity to see the world in new and more profound ways.
It's about becoming a lifelong learner,
Yes.
constantly pushing the boundaries of our own understanding and embracing the infinite potential for growth.
And that's a journey that's available to all of us, no matter where we start.
It's amazing, as we're talking about all this.
Yeah.
From Wittgenstein's mind-blowing questions
Right.
to this whole idea of the universe expanding. It really hits me how connected everything is. We've got these ancient philosophical traditions
Right.
and then cutting edge science, all kind of pointing to the same idea.
Yeah.
This infinite nature of knowledge.
It's true. The more we learn,
Yeah.
the more we realize how much more there is to discover.
It's humbling, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But also, like, so exciting.
Absolutely.
So it's like we're just like scratching the surface of something huge and like unfathomable.
It's like we're just starting to peek into this vast unknown.
Yeah, totally. And that actually reminds me of something you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
About how scientific theories evolve.
Right.
Can you give us another example of how, like, knowledge builds on itself?
Oh, sure. Think about, like, the history of physics. Newton's laws of gravity, they were groundbreaking, right?
Right.
Explained so much about the universe.
Yeah.
But then Einstein came along
right.
with his theory of relativity and revealed this even deeper, more nuanced understanding of how reality works.
It's like each breakthrough
yeah.
opens up like a whole new vista. Mm-hmm. A whole new set of questions to ask.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
It's not about reaching some, like, final destination, some ultimate truth with a capital T.
Yeah.
It's about the journey itself, the constant expansion of our understanding.
Yeah, it's like we're explorers setting sail across, like, an endless ocean.
I like that.
Right. Constantly discovering new islands, new continents, new wonders that we never even imagined.
It's that sense of adventure.
Yeah.
That willingness to embrace the unknown.
Right.
That really sets us apart. It's what makes us human.
You know, I think that brings us back to, like, one of the main ideas in the text. Yeah. This idea that, like, the essence of being human is tied to this ability to navigate this sea of ignorance.
Right.
It's not about conquering it.
Right.
It's about learning to, like, swim in it.
To be comfortable with not knowing.
Yeah, exactly.
I completely agree.
Because, I mean, let's face it. Yeah. Even, like, the smartest AI can process information.
Yeah.
Optimize for efficiency. Mimic creativity to a certain extent.
Self-help point, yeah.
But it can't replicate that genuine awe. Right. That spark of wonder that makes us want to, like, keep pushing the boundaries of knowledge.
Exactly.
It can't make those intuitive leaps.
Right, those connections that spark whole new fields of inquiry.
Yeah, and that's where our human ability for creativity comes in.
Precisely. We have this ability to look beyond the data, to connect the dots in ways that AI just can't. And that's what allows us to make those bold guesses. Yeah. Those aha moments that drive real progress.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up this deep dive into the nature of ignorance, I want to leave you, the listener, with a challenge.
A challenge?
Yes. A challenge to embrace your own ignorance.
Okay.
Not as something to be, like, ashamed of, but as a source of infinite possibility.
Okay, I like that.
Because it's in those gaps in our knowledge, those questions that we can't answer yet. Yeah. That the real adventure lies.
It's about cultivating that mindset of curiosity, that willingness to step outside our comfort zones, explore those uncharted territories of understanding.
To ask those, like, dumb questions.
Right.
Challenge those assumptions that seem so obvious. To always be open to the possibility that we might be wrong.
Because it's in those moments of vulnerability when we admit that we don't know it all, that we open ourselves up to truly groundbreaking discoveries.
So what will you choose to be ignorant of today?
Ooh, good question.
What new frontier will you explore? Remember, the journey of knowledge.
Yeah.
It never really ends.
It's ongoing.
It's a lifelong adventure. And the most exciting discoveries, they're always just around the corner.
And who knows what wonders are waiting for us on the other side of those aha moments.
Exactly. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the nature of ignorance.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back next time with a totally different topic.
Yeah, keep those minds flexible.